Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. It's Wednesday morning and it's about 5:30. I've got the kayaks loaded on the roof and I'm headed for Oliphant, Ontario for an epic adventure. So it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. I made it to Oliphant, Ontario with the new boat, the Pelican Getaway 110 with the high drive. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the drone up, sort of scope the area out. I'm looking for a little channel out there that I can scoot up north towards Main Station Island, but I don't know if it's deep enough to even use the high drive. So I mean, we'll find out. It's beautiful out here this morning. Just a gorgeous morning out here. I gotta get out there. So this is the Pelican Getaway 110, fully rigged for a day of adventure. I've still got to tie on the high drive and the seat because they are not designed to float. So I want to make sure that I don't lose those. So I'm just gonna tie the high drive off to one of these pad eyes. And otherwise, I got my boat safety kit, my PFD, paddle. I've got all my gear for a day of adventure out on the water. So this adventure, I've got a treasure map. So this is a map of Principal Island. It's now known as Main Station Island. And it's up north here a little bit. I'm gonna have to find a channel to get there. But there used to be an old fishing station on it. And rumor has it, there's a set of ruins up there that I can check out. So I've got a couple of maps. I've got the old-timey map to show me the island, and I've got this new map which points out a bunch of landmarks and stuff that I can hopefully find my way without getting too lost. Anyway, let's get to it. I almost forgot. Drinking water. That'll be important. Okay, first attempt here with the high drive system. Holy crap, it works. And it works pretty good. You can see I'm moving along a pretty good clip here. You can see the bottom, it's very shallow around here. So I have to be careful with the high drive because it's not a bump up system. Hobie makes a bump up system like the Mirage. And you can hit stuff with it and it'll pop up underneath, but the Pelican version just doesn't have that. So I'm making my way into the channel now. I think I found it. And the channel takes us through the marshlands here to the northern side up towards Red Bay. And hopefully I can make my way to Main Station Island. Now it's probably about 20 after 7. I had to paddle a fair distance from the beach because it's so shallow over there. But I'm getting there. And the pedal drive is very efficient. Like, I'm actually moving pretty good. But man, I'm not used to using these muscles. It is a bit of a workout. So it's kind of nice not having paddles in my hand. The high drive makes it possible to film and move at the same time. So you can see behind me there, we are cruising along at a decent rate. This isn't too bad. I looked at the GPS. It says we do about 3.8, 3.9 kilometers an hour, which isn't stellar fast, but you can get places with that. So I am excited. These drives are going to open up a lot of opportunities for longer distances because I don't have to paddle the whole way. I can use my legs. I can do a lot more work with my legs than I can with my arms. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm in the channel proper now and I'm headed north towards Main Station Island. So hopefully the water depth stays good and deep. I can keep the high drive going. and we'll get there. It's gorgeous out here. There's birds galore. Holy smokes. You can see the channel markers either side. They're basically just water jugs that have been painted red and green, and they're attached to a cinder block. I would imagine the Conservation Authority or whoever's in charge comes out here and replaces them every spring and pulls them out every fall. But it marks the channel pretty well. And I'm going just sort of right up the middle now. So it turns out pedaling is harder than it looks. It's pretty hard on your back, but the seat, like my bum feels okay and I'm not soaking wet. So I'm actually going to paddle for a little bit just because my legs are getting tired, but this is the advantage, is I can go further now because I can use my arms and my legs, give everything a break. So here we go. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to put the paddle in gear. I'm probably about 3/4 of the way down the channel now, and then it's going to spit me out into another bay, and with any luck I can make my way to Main Station Island from here. Still probably about 2 kilometers to go, so we'll see how long it takes. And it's about 20 to 8, maybe 8 o'clock. Anyway, I'm gonna start paddling. So I'm at the end of the channel now, and it's spitting me out into what I think is Red Bay. So I've got to work my way around that point, and then the next island beyond this one here is Main Station Island. But you can see out that way we've got the open lake. I'm headed north, pointed north-ish. You can see these islands are actually inhabited, so these are private property. But from everything I've read, generally if you stop for lunch somewhere, find yourself a nice quiet spot, it's usually not a problem. So I'm gonna see what Main Station Island looks like. Paddling these things, they're actually pretty swift under paddle. So I'm gonna keep paddling. My arms are feeling good, so I'm gonna keep going. I've got the high drive folded up underneath. You see one pedal forward, one pedal back. So those fins are flat against the hull. It means I'm super maneuverable with the paddle. And there it is, Main Station Island. Now, there's a big cottage out at this end, and according to the 1832 report, that is where I'd find the ruins of the old canning facility. But I don't know, I gotta get closer and we'll see what's going on. Man, people can build anything anywhere. Look at this thing, it's like an observation tower or something. But that's somebody's cottage. And they come out here with their boats to their private island. Crazy. So it's getting pretty shallow. I'm gonna leave the high drive in its up position. Now, allegedly, there is a wreck somewhere in here, probably in the field of view of the camera, of a boat called the Phoenix that ran aground in sand around here. And with any luck, I can find that. There's a little marker here that I should probably check out. So that marker back there seems to just mark the edge of shallow rocks. The rocks were smooth. Like, this is definitely the Bruce Peninsula. There can be no question about that. So yeah, lots of submerged rocks around here. I have to be careful of the high drive because it draws a bit of water. So whenever I come up on something shallow, I have to make sure that I keep the fins up against the hull where they're at their shallowest, and that way I can clear a lot of stuff. But you can see the rudder working away back there. And we're actually making pretty good progress here. I haven't seen any sign of this wreck of the Phoenix yet, but I'm in the right area. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I find it, maybe I don't. Maybe I go to Main Station Island, maybe I don't. But it's a nice morning for a paddle, nice and calm. Maybe I'll make my way out to the open lake and do some more adventuring out there. Oh wow, shallow again, more rocks. Have a look at this. Look how smooth there. So the 1832 report says that the fishing station was primarily located on the north end of this island, which is what I'm heading for now. So with any luck, I can get there and see something that resembles something in the description. Now, there were a lot of buildings. They had a wharf that extended out, and I'm wondering if this collection of rocks on the point here is actually what's left of the wharf, but we'll see when we get a little closer. There's no telling if that report is accurate, because the name of the island has changed over time. It started as Principal Island, and now it's known as Main Station Island. So I mean, we'll see. Now this cottage up here at the end, that might be the owner of the island, who knows? But we'll see. Well, this is a little disappointing. It appears as though it's now a private cottage. I'm not sure if the ruins are here or not, but this set of rocks here does match the dimensions of the old wharf. So we'll see if it's actually the spot or not. I'm gonna go ahead and do a lap of this island and then start heading back towards the car, because I've been out for almost 2 hours now and I'm getting kind of tired. So yeah, I'm gonna carry on along this shoreline. It takes me out exposed to the lake, but it's a nice day, so I don't think I'm gonna have any problems from Lake Huron. But hey, that's a nice cottage though, isn't it? It's a really nice cottage. Wish it was mine. Oh well. So I've now rounded the northernmost point of Main Station Island, and as you can see behind me, it's all just rock. It's a big rock. So far I haven't seen any sign of the ruins. I don't know if they still exist or if they're even visible from the water, but so far they are not visible from the water. So we've got Main Station Island here on my left, a group of islands, and the open lake. So I found a good spot out of the way to land. I've landed the kayak. I'm not gonna go inland too far, but it's all just the flattest, roughest rock you've ever seen. It is a little slippery out there, so I gotta be careful. But I'm thinking I might put the drone up, just do a quick flyover the island and see if there are any ruins on this island. I mean, who knows? That's why I came out here, is to try and track them down. So I'll take some pictures, and that's it. I'll be out of here, heading home. So I did a drone flight over the island, and it appears as though there are no ruins on this island. And if there are, they're completely overgrown, and you can't see them from the beach, you can't see them from the sky. So I don't know if I'll be able to explore any ruins today. But I came to Main Station Island hoping to find out, and well, I found out. Doesn't appear to be any ruins here. So I'm going to get back on the water, and I'm going to do some more adventuring on my way back to the car. Okay, so I'm on Main Station Island. This is the map that I had from 1836, back when this place was called Principal Island. You can see down here on the north end, that was that collection of rocks. I'm pretty sure that's the wharf they were talking about. And there's now a cottage here where the old fishing station should have been. It says about 13 feet of water. That's probably accurate. And you can see there was actually a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff. But it's kind of disappointing that none of it's here. So I started here in Oliphant at the government docks. I worked my way up through the channel around Indian Island. I looked for the wreck of the Phoenix, but I mean, being on the water is kind of hard. If I had flown the drone over there, maybe I would have seen it, but nothing there. I'm now on Main Station Island, which is what Principal Island is supposed to be. And I'm just here on the western shore of it. So I'm going to get back on the water, and I'm actually going to try to work my way down through this set of islands and back around the bottom and up. So we'll see how that goes. That's a lot of paddling. But I've got the high drive, I've got a paddle, and I've got no shortage of drinking water. So with any luck, I get back in a good amount of time. There we go, all strapped in, ready to go. And bye-bye Rocky Beach, and hello islands in the distance. So Main Station Island was a bit of a bust. I couldn't find any evidence of the old fishing station there, which is making me wonder if that's even where the old fishing station was. So sometimes when names change, it was originally Principal Island, but people are saying now it's Main Station Island. I'm not convinced. If you look at the 1832 map, it looks nothing like Main Station Island. I don't know if it even exists anymore. Maybe it's on a different island. I don't know. But maybe that's for another day. Maybe that's for another adventure. Well, I've added all kinds of distance to my trip today. I'm way out in the fishing islands, like very much so. It's gonna be a little bit till I get back, I think, but that's all right. There's a lot of islands out here in the outer islands. The water's probably 20 feet deep, but it's crystal clear. I can see all the way. There's giant rocks underneath me, like giant rocks. I've been using the high drive a lot. It's pretty good, but my legs are pooched, so I'm going to be paddling for a little bit just to give my legs a bit of a break. But I made my way through those two islands. There's a guy over there with a big pirate flag on his island. Some people just want to be a pirate, you know. But it's a gorgeous area, gorgeous day. There's a little bit of swell coming off the lake, but nothing too crazy. This boat is performing admirably. My bum is dry. It's amazing. This seat is great. Any waves have just been coming up over the bow and shooting straight under my seat. And I mean, my feet are a little wet, but other than that, no problems. No problems at all. It's starting to get pretty wild out here. So high drive's back in. It's good and deep. It got really shallow. Like, I touched bottom a couple times, so I pulled the high drive out, paddled a little bit, and now the lake is starting to feel a bit more like Lake Huron. So I'm going to start working my way back in. I'm way out here beyond the outer islands, so I didn't really plan on coming this way, but here I am. So I'm going to start working my way back in, and hopefully I get somewhere sheltered before the water gets too crazy. But in the distance, you can see all the way down the coast towards Port Elgin, Southampton. Salvo Beach is over there somewhere, and I've got Cranberry Island off to my left. Anyway, I gotta put the phone away. So I've been paddling for a little while now. I finally got off the main lake. The lake is behind me, but there's a series of rocks and shoals that are protecting me from the main swell. And thank God, because it was getting pretty hairy. The swell was probably a foot and a half. But this boat, I mean, it performed great. It was just a little sketchy. Like, when your boat's underwater half the time, you're kind of, like, it doesn't seem quite right. But I'm almost home now. I've scooted down the outside of the islands, and I'm heading back up through the inside. I'm heading past like Cigar Island and all those places, Smokehouse Island. So maybe I'll take a picture of Smokehouse before I get home, and then that'll be that. So keep paddling. Here we go. I'm coming in from the open lake. I've probably got 2 kilometers left to go. So bit of paddling yet, bit of pedaling, paddling. It's all the same now. It's all blurring together. This has been a big day, and I can't wait to get home, get some lunch, start editing this video, because it's been one heck of an adventure. Holy smokes. There are some very nice cottages here, and they had to ship all these building materials in and build them on these islands. So the boat traffic in here at one point must have been insane. Oh man, I'm getting tired. So I'm off the lake proper now. I'm in the shelter of some rocks. Things have calmed down a lot. It was getting pretty sketchy. The deck was totally awash, and now it's super shallow, so I'm sort of forced to paddle because the high drive will just hit bottom. So the car's in a straight line that direction, and I'll get there. I just gotta plug away.